Good afternoon. This is the video newsletter for Buy Sell Short for Tuesday, June 21st. We're going to start off with the Dow 15-minute chart. You'll recall in the weekend video I said to pay attention for a possible golden cross likely on Monday, and that is exactly what we happened around 12,040. Recall the average gain on a golden cross over the last several years has been about 150 points within the next day, and we hit it on the nose. Exactly 150 point gain from that cross, and you just got to love it. If we flip over to the Dow daily chart, you can see over the last 3 days, 4 days, nice little up move on the Dow. We've got RSI about to break the 50 level. Positive MACD cross. And you recall this sell-off that we had over the last month and all this grease bullshit, we sort of had the same thing, different reasons back in March. And we also had a very nice MACD cross on here right before we went on an 800-point move over the course of the next month. We are nicely oversold on the Dow. All the indicators look great. Stochastics on a nice little up move. And, you know, the real reason for this move on the Dow is, of course, the dollar. Here is a near-term view of the dollar, and you can see over the last 4 days, it's really no surprise. Dollar down, market up. Simple as that. Dollar up, market down. This grease crap that's been going back and forth. You know, we had that big sell-off, and then the rally over the last couple of days were on expectations a deal would be done. Papa, that idiot Greek prime minister, I guess the vote came in and he passed. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow, whether we have a sell the news or if they go yeehaw, you know, the guy made it through, the austerity package is going to continue. It's anyone's guess. Remember, tomorrow is Fed Day. Two-day Fed meeting started today, ends tomorrow. So we will have a policy statement from them early. There's not really a whole lot the Fed can say other than, you know, we hit some tail or headwinds in the market and in the economy. You know, if they happen to say they might extend QE2, that would light this market on fire. Odds of that happening, slim and none, but hey, you never know. Russell 2K, small caps have started to wake up. Now, we've been very, very patient over the last couple of days. Usually the first 2 to 4 days, maybe 5 days on a rally, it's all large caps. Then you start to see the large caps slow down and the gains start to slow down. And what we'd really like to see is the Dow, you know, closing up 20, 30 points, staying in a pretty tight range. And then we will start to see the speculative money coming in. When we're already starting to see that happen, we have so many beaten down stocks right now that once this market starts get going and traders grow some balls. Right now, it's still a lot of scalping for a couple of pennies here and there. When you start to see traders really do some meaningful size, we could be in store for a little bit of fun over the next month or so. That breakdown we had on the Russell, it was able to push back above the neckline here and above the 20-day exponential. And actually, a really quick note of this. I say it over and over again just because I want you guys to learn it. Check it out. We had a big sell-off in the small caps. Touched the 200-day moving average. This is what we expected it to happen when we went high cash a month ago. Bounce back. Where did it bounce back to? 20-day exponential. Check out the Dow daily chart. Big sell-off. Where did we bounce back to? 20-day exponential. I love this moving average. It can be a very useful tool, especially when you're looking for first targets on beaten down stocks and beaten down markets. SMH finally showing some life. A decent up move in the SMH today, coming out of the basement, and this one's got another 50 cents to get up to its 20-day exponential. So, you know, if you're looking to scalp this one on any dips tomorrow, you could see upside to, you know, 33.75 to 34.25. Really beaten down. Positive MACD cross coming. Stochastic still way oversold. But again, it's all going to depend on the U.S. dollar. And actually, as I look, we had an initial spike on the S&P futures on that grease news. Now they're red. So it's anyone's guess where they're going to drive this tomorrow. But, you know, it's a simple rule. If you see the dollar down, the market is going to go up. Simple as that. As for some stock plays, this week, Friday, we've got the Russell rebalance. The list comes out on Friday. The final list comes out Monday. That's when they do additions and deletions to the different Russell indexes. can be very beneficial to stocks getting added to it. And one of those stocks being added is JSDA. Very nice chart bottom here on this one. Throughout the recent sell-off, it was rock solid at $1. We did try this one a week or so ago, right before the 180-point Dow sell-off, but it still held up. Breakout, 20-day exponential, 108. Really, a breakthrough 110 is what we'd be looking for. Target, 50 and 200-day moving average. We are getting a positive MACD cross on this one tomorrow. Stochastics in the basement. Russell 2K edition or Russell 3K microcap edition. And, traders are starting to look for those Russell plays late today. I don't see how they won't end up in this stock sooner rather than later, given its nice setup, perfect price, and small caps are starting to wake up. IKAN, this one got hammered over the last week, and the reason being it's Nutjob CEO. If you read the press release that came out, he went off his rocker, stock sold off on the news, but they reaffirmed their guidance, and these are the kind of stocks that can give pretty nice bounce backs, and this is a stock, as you can see the green line, this one loves its 20-day exponential. 20 days right up there at 133. Decent upside from this price, pretty minimal downside, could be a nice little scalp over the next few days. FCEL, I really like how this one is setting up here. Very nice coiling action. 150 sets it free. Rock solid support at $1.40. Positive MACD cross, probably Thursday. Stochastics in the basement. This one's been ranging nicely for us between 142 and 148 over the last 2 weeks. Very, very close to a run. A breakthrough 150 is where I would look to add to my position. First target, that 50 and 200-day moving average up there, 160 plus. Sirius, this one got beaten down like the rest of the market and really got beat over the head last week going into the Pandora IPO, which has been a farce of an IPO, bloated crap like we said it was. Now traders are starting to wake up. Nice break back through the $2 level here, just like it did back here when it broke out in April. A break through 205 really could set this one free. And, we'd want to watch for volume, but stochastics, I like seeing stochastics on our beaten down plays on a nice little up move, really. This one's up, 8% over the last 2 days. I'm looking for it to possibly do what level 3 has done over the last 2 days. This stock was breaking down big time yesterday. 194 early yesterday, low 230 today. Look at that for a reversal. Looking for the same sort of thing on Sirius over the next couple of days. COOL. This one has not been, it's been cool is the right name for this one because this stock has been cold as hell over the last week. Just decimated after an excellent earnings report, but they are getting added to the Russell Microcap Index in the next few days. Possible bottom. This is where this run started for us, 3 weeks ago. Breakout, 332, target. Look at that, 8-day moving average. This stock likes to move back to its 8-day moving average. Let's shoot for a 348 first target on this one. Gotta mention NEI, just because this stock, over the last month, decimated. 50% haircut. Keeps threatening to break out over the last couple of days. It's really going to need a close over $1.10. And then, we could see some serious upside on this one, especially if we see the small cap stocks start to gain some traction. So definitely this one looks ready to go. Granted, it's looked ready to go a bunch of other times. So, it is what it is. ADLR, rule of 2 play, retraced today. Let's see if we get a bounce back on this one tomorrow. 215, 220 is the target here. Last but not least, we've got AVII, biotech stock. Beaten down over the last week. We've got a positive MACD cross probably tomorrow. Breakout 143. We've got the 20-day exponential at 149 as our first target. Secondary target, that 50-day moving average, 164. RSI starting to trend higher. Stochastics, you know the drill. Stochastics under 20. Positive MACD cross. Stock hit on the market over the last week or two. Ripe for a bounce. Stops on this one, $1.35. Looks really, really good for the near term. Now, we still got a lot of candidates for a run. And actually, on a side note, the Popper scan, I tweaked the scan a little bit, and it is just pumping out winners. Also tweaked it. Now we're looking at stocks from $10 and under, but almost every single day, one or two of the big movers in the under $10 stocks are on that popper scan. I mean, the big runners today from the pop scan were WAVX, this one was up 60 cents on the day. Monster. CIGX was another one on the pop scan today. Another nice mover, and another big mention, MRGE. So definitely check out the pop scan. Get your list. Do your homework. You know, I've weeded out a lot of the stocks. I try to weed the list down so there's only, 10 to 20, sometimes 30, just because on a market turn there's a lot more plays. So definitely check out that popper scan every night, because there are some nice little plays there, and I've done a lot of the homework for you. I've whittled them down to the best set of charts that I see going into the next session to make life a little bit easier for you. So that's it for the video tonight. Like what I'm seeing in the market. We do have the Fed day to get through tomorrow, so we're still going to be a little tentative. But if the small cap signals that we're seeing, we could be in store for a nice little move into July. So that's it. I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.